afternoon. I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Wednesday, June 25th. The Corpus Christi Water Department gave council members an update yesterday. KEDT's Joe Michael has more details.
Drew Molly stated Lake Corpus Christi reservoir water levels rose from 14.7% to 15.9% due to recent rain. The La Vaca Navidad River Authority distributed 4,500 acre-feet to Corpus Christi, extending the predicted water shortfall to December 2026. The Nueces River Groundwater Well Project has 3 operational wells and received a $30 million state grant. The council discussed the importance of monitoring total dissolved solids and the possibility to hasten the effluent reuse study. The Mary Rhodes pipeline is expected to resume flow soon, and Molly presented some information regarding the next phase of the Nueces River Groundwater Well Project.
So phase 1 up to 8 wells of groundwater. Phase 2 would be basically taking that infrastructure investment that we made in the groundwater wells and then essentially using that water in a phase 2 where we would actually treat it at a future brackish RO plant. This has all been something that has been proposed in the Region End plan, so it's in the plan. We proposed that last week. We also are pleased to say that the state has provided us with some grant funding to help support this project in the tune of $30 million. So with that said, we know that, or I can say that the TCEQ, we're working with them. We've submitted a temporary bed and banks application permit, and that is going well. The permit was declared administratively complete.
Joe Smichael, KEDT News.
The city of Corpus Christi has again earned strong credit ratings from 2 major national rating agencies ahead of its upcoming bond sale to fund utility system improvements. The Series 2025 bonds will provide approximately $181 million in funding for capital projects across all 4 utility divisions. Projects include improvements to the O.N. Stevens water treatment plant, upgrades to the Mary Rhodes pipeline, citywide water and wastewater line replacements, and gas infrastructure enhancements. A portion of the bond's proceeds will also be used to refinance existing utility system debt. This refinancing is expected to generate at least $5 million in interest cost savings for ratepayers over the remaining life of the bonds. The City of Victoria Municipal Court is warning residents to watch out for scam text messages demanding payment for traffic tickets. Court officials say they do send text reminders for things like upcoming court dates and payment deadlines, but they never ask for immediate payment or use threatening language. If you get a text that seems suspicious, officials say don't respond and definitely don't click any links. Instead, call the municipal court at 361-485-3050 to double-check. Resources will once again be provided to Starr County families in need once the county's self-help center reopens. The Starr County Self-Help Center will reopen on Monday, nearly a year after it closed its doors due to budget cuts. When it was open, the center offered community resources such as English and technology classes and free clothes and food. Employees there also have helped people sign up for WIC and disability services. Director Gabriela Martinez said the first year of operations will be funded by grants from nonprofits and County Precinct 3 Commissioner Eliezer Velasquez. The center is also saving up so the precinct can fund the center itself. The center will offer legal help, clothes, job services, and more. It's Pride Month, and Pride Corpus Christi is teaming up with other organizations to help support our LGBTQIA plus members of the community. KEDT's Emily Salazar has more.
June is Pride Month, a time to help our LGBTQIA plus neighbors not just feel comfortable being themselves, but proud of who they are and valued in the community. Robert Kimes is the Vice President of Pride Corpus Christi and the Mosaic Project of South Texas, a nonprofit that fosters LGBTQIA plus community visibility and preserves its local history. Although Pride Month is nationally recognized, Kimes says the scale of celebrations differs greatly across states. He says Texas seems to be a few decades behind compared to other Pride organizations' progress.
They've been able to be out since Stonewall and since like the 60s, or they've started their prides in the 70s and the 80s, and they've had this well-oiled machine that's lasted for a long time. And they've had community leaders that have been in the community and pushing for that social change for 50 plus years. Down here, we don't have that. We have people who come and go. We have people who are here to support and then they're gone. You know, we have people who are saying they're supportive, but they don't do anything about that support. And down here too, we have a lot louder negative voices than the people in the north.
But Kimes and his team over at Pride CC are working hard to change the narrative by providing resources to the local LGBTQIA+ community. This year, they were able to start a collaboration with local mental health group Strength and Wellness to provide free support groups for trans and non-binary community members.
That's the kind of advocacy we're looking for. That's where people are coming to us saying, I see the problem, I have a solution, let's work together to bridge that gap.
If you would like to help, Kimes listed a few easy ways to start.
We're still your neighbors. We're still living here in Corpus Christi, and we're still here in South Texas, and we're part of the family down here. So help us not be isolated. Help us still be part of your community. That's something that people can do. And so you can do that on social media. You can do that by talking to your family about issues. You can do that by volunteering with us. You can be an ally too by just having a little pride flag with you wherever you go. You can have it on your car, or at your desk at work, or little ways to just show that you're giving a little support to our community.
There are still a number of Pride events coming up, including Pride Night at the Corpus Christi Hooks tonight. You can find the full list of upcoming events and information on LGBTQIA+ mental health resources on the Pride Corpus Christi website. For KEDT News, I'm Emily Salazar.
A former Brownsville ISD educator of over 30 years was selected to fill a vacant school board seat. Neida Ruth Soto-Grantland was selected during a Tuesday special call board meeting to replace former school board president Erasmo Castro, who died earlier this year. Soto-Grantland has served in several administrative roles at Brownsville ISD, including principal, special programs director, and human resources director. After she is sworn in, she will hold the position on the school board until November's school board election. San Benito leaders said they want to improve the city's wetland to possibly add trails, bird blinds, and restrooms. City leaders met during a public meeting yesterday to discuss how to pay for the upgrades to the nature park located on Mayfield Road off of North Williams Road. City leaders said the improvements are to get more people to visit the park that is currently underdeveloped with no clear walking trails. The city said they are hoping to get approved for a $750,000 grant from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, and the city would chip in another $750,000 for the total cost of the improvements. In state news, a Collin County grand jury has indicted Carmelo Anthony for first-degree murder. KERA's Caroline Love reports Anthony is accused of fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf at a Frisco high school track meet.
First-degree murder is a felony offense that carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Anthony confessed to stabbing Metcalf and said it was self-defense, according to an arrest report obtained by KERA. The stabbing has received national attention online, including racist attacks against Anthony and his family. Anthony is black and Metcalf was white. Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis says he's committed to ensuring a fair legal process.
Let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Dallas advocacy group Next Generation Action Network says Anthony deserves his day in court, not the court of public opinion. I'm Caroline Love in Dallas.
A suspect was killed and 2 officers were injured in an officer-involved shooting on Texas Tech University campus in Lubbock early Tuesday morning. KTTZ's Samantha Larned reports.
According to the Texas Tech Police Department, at about 12:45 a.m., officers were, quote, checking on a suspicious vehicle, unquote, in a campus parking lot near the Jones football stadium. Campus police say the suspect pulled out a gun and fired at the officers. The suspect was shot and declared dead at the scene. 2 officers were shot and taken to the University Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. The Lubbock Police Metro Special Crimes Unit is investigating the incident. In Lubbock, I'm Samantha Larned.
Civil liberties groups plan to challenge a Texas law Governor Greg Abbott just signed that would require the display of the 10 Commandments in all public school classrooms. Houston Public Media's Andrew Schneider says these are some of the same groups that just notched up a win against Louisiana's 10 Commandments law in a federal appeals court last week.
Abbott signed Senate Bill 10 into law Saturday, one day after a 3-judge panel of the U.S. Fifth Circuit ruled Louisiana's law unconstitutional. Rachel Lazar, who heads Americans United for Separation of Church and State, says both the Louisiana and Texas laws fly in the face of the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment.
There are limits on the free exercise of religion. In other words, the government cannot favor one set of religious views over any others or religion over non-religion.
Lazar says her group and others are also considering suing Texas over another new law, which would let school districts set aside time for students and faculty to pray or read religious scripture. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
And sea turtle nesting season is underway, and Sea Turtle Inc. is asking the public to be mindful during nesting season. According to the organization, there are 108 sea turtle nests at South Padre Island. CEO Wendy Knight says that female Kemp's Ridley sea turtles are nesting during the daytime in the dunes. The public is being asked to stay away if they see one. Sea turtle nesting season ends in August. Those who come across a nesting sea turtle are urged to report it at Sea Turtle Inc.'s hotline by calling 956-242-4361. Corpus Christi beachgoers can call the Hatchling hotline at 361-949-7163 for the latest information on a sea turtle release, or continuously check the Padre Island National Seashore Facebook page to see if there is a release happening soon. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.